So, good afternoon. It's at least afternoon for me. My name is Rob Reich, and I'm going to be introducing you to a strategy that I call deep marketing. I'm going to give you the background on deep marketing here for a few minutes, and then we'll launch into some things. I'm going to get very tactical and give you some things that you can do immediately after you leave this call today. Bear with me on the front end while we talk about the theory of the whole thing and how this all came to be, and then we'll jump into it. And you see there it says you are your own brand. So a big part of what we're going to talk about today is how you should be promoting you as the face of the company. No matter what your role is, it is my opinion that you should promote your brand first. You and your role in the company, and the company second. I'm not saying the company's not important. I'm not saying it doesn't have a place, but I think you'll be more effective when you're promoting your brand first, because after all, people do business with people. So in this marketing strategy, it is not unusual to see people increase their business, their sales, their marketing by 10%, 20%, 2x, could even be 10x. You should see some remarkable results from this once you have gotten into it and you understand how to take full advantage of it. Now, it doesn't happen in a day, but it will happen, and it's happened for me. Just to introduce myself, I am the CEO of NextDeal. I started this company in 2001 in Orlando. We provide technology to the title industry. I grew my followers on LinkedIn from probably 700 or so to over 6,000 in about 18 months. So this has had a dramatic effect on who we are in our relationship with the industry. I do host a podcast called You Heard Me. I recommend that you check it out. You can go to nextdeal.us, and there's a link to the podcast that I've done, and there's more to come. And the podcast is all about giving you information as a title operator. Whether that be regulation, technology, services, you name it. I interview, people who do lots of different things and do it, I think, better than most. And I am an industry speaker and presenter. I speak at the conferences and the underwriter conferences and the software company conferences, etc. So the story. So about 2 years ago, we were creating a new technology called Predox, and I thought it was going to be an absolute game changer for title agents, that everybody would need it, that it would save a title agent hours per file, it would securitize them against wire fraud, it would be a pure win. And if I was right, I needed to be able to tell the story of what it does to the 30,000, 25,000 settlement agents in the United States. How was I going to do that? So I decided to go, as they say in poker, all in. That I was going to devote as much time as necessary to learn everything about marketing in 2017 then that I needed to know to be effective in telling the story. So I embarked upon this journey. It took 6 months. I spent hundreds, probably thousands of hours studying marketing at all different levels. Social media, email, people standing up in front of audiences. I took online classes. I interviewed people. I read books. I read posts and blogs and listened to podcasts. And after the 6 months was over, and I felt like I had absorbed what I needed to absorb, I started to put it all into play, and put it into play with a little bit of a spin on it so it worked in title, and everything started to change nearly overnight. It was incredible. And I'll never go back to the things I was doing before that weren't effective anyway. So it's changed what we do here in terms of how we communicate, how we market, how we advertise, how we talk to people even. It's even affected our conversations. And so I'm going to give you what I've learned in the next couple of minutes and put you on the path to what I'm going to call being a thought leader. And we'll talk about what a thought leader is here in just a minute, at least in terms of how I know it. So the point of today's workshop is I'm going to give you 2019 marketing strategies. I'm going to show you how and why you should be your own brand, how you can easily be your own production company, produce material, whether that's posts or something else. And it really is some of the easiest things you can do. Understand the value of a platform called LinkedIn, which I'm sure you know about, and how to use that. LinkedIn is not the only place, but it was my jumping off point. It was where I started. But Facebook, Instagram, email marketing, all of it is in play here. And we can create content for those platforms. And then I do want to put you on a path to becoming a thought leader. And so if your marketing is not working for you, if you're not getting business from it and gaining new relationships, and that's kind of where it starts, as you start to gain those relationships that lead to business, then you want to change your marketing, I'm sure. And if you want to change your marketing, then you just have to change your message. It's just that simple. Change your message and everything will start to change. You'll hear me say that a couple times. So why do we need to change the message? What's wrong with today's marketing strategies? Well, today's marketing strategies are rooted in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, when what happened? Television got into our homes. So there are some examples that I can show you that have been on LinkedIn, recently, where people are doing things that have no value to anybody. And I'm certainly not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here by showing you any of this, because everybody is pretty much guilty of this. So these things do not bring value, and it's time for them to stop. So in this day and age where we could lift a rocket off the earth, fly it into space, and return it safely back to a specific landing zone, it's time to change your marketing strategy.